Good evening and welcome to the Hometown News TV. I'm John Young.
And I'm Lori Young. And in this week's Hometown News, we have Harvey McKay putting the fun in fundraising, because we need to have fun in fundraising. Tom Keene, The Good Old Days, his article is on Christmas tunes. Dave says giving gift cards to grandchildren, if that's appropriate or not, and also following up on a job interview. This week's upcoming events: the Lawn Prairie Chamber Orchestra will be holding their Farewell Come For on Sunday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, with a social hour and concert at the Lawn Prairie Grey Eagle High School. Other than that, there really isn't much going on with Christmas coming up, so I would highly recommend that you check out the advertisements in the Hometown News with the various holiday greeting ads. Some are very creative and original. Check out the Update Building Supplies ad. Every year, one of Dwayne and Karen Becker's children are put in charge with designing up their Christmas picture. They do a great job with their artistic skills. Viking Sharpening's ad, check out the Santa suit on the Viking. Rhonda is pretty talented and has to piece this all together since you can't just pull up his pants. It's all done in pieces. She does a great job with her seamstress talent. If you're looking for a place to dine out with New Year's Eve, check out the Hometown News. Many establishments are getting their specials ready along with the entertainment for the night. St. Rosa Jaycees and St. Rosa Lions held their Santa's 12 Days of Christmas raffle last Saturday. You can find the winners in this week's Hometown News. If you are looking for a vehicle, check out Gesso Auto Sales. If you clip out their ad, it'll save you an extra $200. Now for this week's obituaries. James Jim H. Schwanke, age 91 of Grey Eagle, died Saturday, December 16th. Services were held Wednesday, December 20th at St. John's Lutheran Church in Grey Eagle. Pamela M. Ehrenberg, age 65 of Bertram, died Thursday, December 14th. Services were held Tuesday, December 19th at the Grey Eagle United Methodist Church in Grey Eagle. John Buddy J. Urbashik Jr., age 84 of Albany, died Thursday, December 14th. Services were held Monday, December 18th at St. Anthony's Catholic Church in St. Anthony. Thomas J. Tom Blaze, age 90 of Sauk Center, formerly of Grey Eagle and Lawn Prairie, died Friday, December 15th. Services will be held at 2 p.m. Saturday, December 30th at the Grey Eagle United Methodist Church. Dolores M. Bangston, aged 90, died Monday, December 18th. Funeral services will be held at 11 o'clock Friday, December 22nd at the American Lutheran Church in Lawn Prairie. Leona Loretta Schneider, aged 91 of Sobieski, died Sunday, December 17th. Services will be held Friday, December 29th at 10:30 a.m. at the Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Flensburg. And you can check out the full obituaries in this week's Hometown News. This week's photos, we have our front page photo this week is of the Freeport State Bank's Christmas tree. Wishing you a Merry Christmas from the Hometown News crew. Our Minnesota Through the Lens photo was taken by Tammy Freeler of A Sunrise. The Upsala American Legion Auxiliary sponsored a clothing drive for veterans living in the St. Cloud VA home. Pictured are some of the members, along with some of the donations. We have the Upsala 5th graders who recently earned their Star Performer medals in Mr. Drill's Language Arts class for typing 55 words per minute or above. There was a burglary northwest of Upsala where 3 trailers, some construction tools, and a skid steer were stolen. The incident occurred between October 24th and December 19th. The complete description of the trailers and skid steer are in the Hometown News and on our Facebook page. You can find the Grey Eagle City and the Burnhamville Township minutes in this week's Hometown News. So John, while I was en route here today, I was given heads up that the Hunters Bay area was starting to form a new community out there.
Yeah, it looks like a little town from the photos and such. You guys can take a look at that right here. People are getting out. They're itching to get out fishing.
Yes, and I think, I'm not sure what the fishing status is, but I think that the ice is obviously safe on that end because I think there was like 25 fish houses down there when I had snuck down there and took a photo.
And a lot of the lakes, as I was driving around today, had a couple of houses out towards the edge a little bit, but they're out on the ice. So ice fishing season is here, and that's kind of bridging us to next week, which will make sure that there's safe ice with those a couple of days where we may not get above zero in our area. That's just going to be a crazy cold Christmas. One of the coldest Christmases in a long, long time.
Yeah, last year we had to deal with the rain and slush, sloppy stuff, and this year it looks like when I pulled the temperatures off for the paper, they were talking 15 below on Christmas Day, and I think a high of 0, so it's going to be pretty frigid on Christmas Day. So if you're traveling, keep that in mind.
All next week, it's supposed to be single digits or below 0. Below 0, and it's supposed to warm up. Next week at this time, we'll be celebrating a high of 5 above. Ooh.
Although even though we're having the nice cold temperatures for making ice, the DNR and the Todd County Sheriff's Office has put notices in the paper here this week that even though it's cold, you still have to be careful and make sure that the ice is definitely safe. They were talking about testing your areas when you're going out because there has been some lakes that have had open water for quite a while, and they're just really wanting to educate. And it's a great time now with the Christmas break to take your children out onto the ice and to teach them the ice safety, that when they see the ice and they think that it's safe to go out onto that, and just,
they need to check it before they go too far.
Yeah, really a good time to educate the kids on that.
Speaking of Christmas coming up, it's looking like we're going to have a white Christmas. For those of you who are down south watching this, we are going to be white. Cold, but we're going to be white. And I got a photo here from a couple of days ago. We had a little bit of a snowstorm come through. It dropped some areas down south. It only dropped about a half an inch down in the southern part of our area, but we had about 2 inches in the Grey Eagle area, and it just made the town of Grey Eagle look like some kind of a Norman Rockwell picture there, with a nice soft snow drifting down throughout the afternoon there. Another thing I saw en route today is I saw some deer that were out kind of going across a plowed field, and I've got the photo here of that. And I was talking to someone in Swanville after we saw the deer, and they were mentioning that they were seeing more deer moving right now. They're not exactly sure if they're trying to eat ahead of this cold weather snap, but in the last 4 or 5 days, they said they've heard a lot of reports in the Swanville area of deer out and about and moving around. So be a little careful as you're driving around in the next few days to your family events, especially in that evening time, although this was right in the morning when I saw these deer. Be careful as you're going around because there could be deer moving here until we get enough snow where they kind of stay put for the winter.
And I think too that because we've had kind of a nice, weird, longer fall, some of the farmers were actually able to get some of their corn out. So I wonder if the deer are actually migrating to different locations to try to find food.
and such.
And I know that there was one of the school teachers in Upsala that had hit a deer. I think it was one of the days last week in the morning. It was in the morning about 7:20 or so on our way to school, and our son actually had a couple deer that jumped out on him the other evening coming home. So he was commenting that changing the lights and actually putting a new bulb in for his high beam made it so he could see the deer, and there wasn't any accidents with that. Well, that concludes tonight's show. We would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and have a safe and blessed holiday. I'm Lori with the Hometown News TV.
And I'm John from the Hometown News TV. Thanks for watching.
Good night.